Good evening, everyone. My name is Kiana Spearman, and I'm the Secretary of the West Garfield Park Youth Council, which is sponsored by Fathers Who Care. We believe that we are a non-violence community. Fathers Who Care is a nonprofit organization located on the west side of Chicago within the West Garfield Park community. The West Garfield Park Youth Council is comprised of 30 youth from our community. The main focus and concern of our organization is for youth to be leaders and give them a voice in the community. We invite people from all over the world, especially youth, to come out and see what we're about, and that's Mondays at 4:30, from 4:30 to 6:30, located at Fathers Who Care, 4540 West Washington. Again, that's Fathers Who Care, located 4540 West Washington. We would like to encourage all calls from people watching to leave questions and comments at 312-738-1060. Again, that's 312-738-1060. Our show is also can be viewed online at cantv.org/live. Again, the website is cantv.org/live. Well, everyone, I know you noticed the man of honor sitting aside of me. Instead of me introducing him, I'll let him introduce himself.
Well, Kiana, first, thank you so very much, and thank all of you, the West Garfield Park Youth Council, for all the work that you guys have been doing over the season. And I really appreciate the fact that you have given me another chance to come by and chill with some of you all, and just to chop it up and have some fun, because every time I come out with you guys, I have fun. So I want you to relax and enjoy yourself. I know this is an experience that you've been waiting to do. The rest of the guys told me that you was a little nervous, so you don't have to be nervous. Just relax and enjoy the show. I mean, it's been really experience for me to watch you guys grow. Of course, most of you that are watching today that don't know me, of course, my name is Mr. Servant. Was that okay? I'm having some fun with you. Of course, I'm Walter Jones, the Executive Director of Fathers Who Care. And of course, my mission and my purpose at this endeavor in my life is to empower these young folks, to make sure that these young folks have opportunities, that they have options, that they are engaged, that they are empowered, and that they are educated. So I love having fun with you guys, and I hope you all continue to allow me to have fun with you. Thank you so much.
We will. You're welcome. Right. Thank you for being a guest on tonight's TV show.
It's my pleasure. My pleasure.
Again, my name is Kiana Spearman, and I'm the Secretary of the West Garfield Park Youth Council. You're watching live interactive call-in TV show brought to you by Can TV. During the next 25 minutes, we're going to discuss the topic of bridging the intergenerational gap to promote a safe and drug-free community.
Absolutely.
I invite all our viewers watching to call in with your questions and comments at 312-738-1060. Again, that's 312-738-1060. Our phone lines are open. So today's topic is bridging the intergenerational gap to promote a safe and drug-free community. I have a few questions for you.
Okay, yeah. Well, relax though.
Okay.
Okay, you all good. Everything is fine.
How do we bridge the intergenerational gap between young people and mature adults?
I kind of been watching you guys for a few weeks, and I've noticed that you guys have been rather consistent in trying to send a message. And that message is that you all are trying to allow those mature adults like myself to understand that you all are trying to create a campaign. And that this campaign is not necessarily to say that you all think that you don't understand grown-ups, or that mature adults don't understand you, which some of them really don't. But I think the campaign that I understand is that you're trying to bridge the communication gap. Most mature adults really don't quite understand some of the things that young folks do, unless you're around young folks. We don't like your music. We don't like the way you dance. We don't like some of y'all attitudes. We don't like a whole lot of stuff you young folks do. But we were young too. And some of the things we did that our parents didn't like. So it's an era, it's a season. Everything has its season. So I'm not saying that we necessarily have to like a lot of the music and stuff that you do, but we need to understand and respect you all and respect your journey. So I believe bridging the intergenerational gap means simply that even though we're from different eras in our lives, and that we're from different gaps or seasonal gaps, geographical gaps, or time gaps, that we should understand that we have we have a job to do, and our job is to make sure that we leave some things on you all's shoulder that you all can take it to the next level, as opposed to alienate you all. We shouldn't alienate you all, but we should bring you all to the table, and we should share the wisdom to you all in a language that you all can understand. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
What should we empower each other? How should we empower each other?
How, why, what? Okay, I got you. Well, I believe when you're talking about empowerment is key to taking a person to the next level. I believe when you start talking about empowering, you're talking about taking a person from this level to this level. Now, empowerment can be enlightening mentally. Empower can be enlightening, getting you a job. Empowerment can be matriculating from one grade to another grade, but mostly I would associate empowerment with being open up your horizon, expanding your horizon, creating more options in your lives that you all can actually be what you want to be. I mean, you can dream the impossible dreams. You can subscribe to be a doctor. You can subscribe to be a lawyer, a president, judge. You can be whatever you want it to be. That's empowerment to me.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
In your opinion, what is the plight of the city of Chicago?
What is the plight of the city of Chicago? What is the plight of the city of Chicago? Wow. Thank you for that question.
You're welcome.
We're in dire straits. I mean, we're going through some changes in the city of Chicago. As you know, right now, I personally encourage those who are able and capable to be actively involved in the political process right now, to be civically involved, all right, to vote your conscience, to vote the better interests of your community, to just don't believe what folks tell you, but research your own self. To find out who are the best candidates for your alderman, for your mayor, and make sure when you vote for your governors and your senators and your representatives that you're not voting because somebody told you to vote, but that you're voting because you feel that these individuals have a vested interest in power in your community. They have a vested interest in the least of us. I mean, how can we, whomever these elected officials may be it governor, mayor, senator, congressmen, aldermen, or whomever, how can one support someone who don't care about our children? How could anyone support anyone who's not trying to bring back resources to our community to empower our children? I'm hearing governors talking about putting many dollars into corrections, into correctional guards, but I don't hear them talking about putting monies into summer jobs to keep these young folks off the street in the summer when you need it. So what's the plight of Chicago, the plight of Chicago and the plight of state of Illinois? I think we are currently being bamboozled. I believe we've been hoodwinked. I believe we've been ran amok. I believe folks are taking advantage of our community. I believe folks are not playing the game with clean hands. And I think those who have a heart and those who have an opportunity to vote should vote. And you should vote what's best in the best interest of you, your community, your family, your children, and your future. Did I answer your question?
Yes, you did.
Okay. I was kind of passionate about that.
So what do you do to empower young people?
I really want to believe that I'm extremely an advocate for young folks. I really believe in empowering you guys. I believe that in order for me to rest and have real peace in my spirit, I must lay some solid foundation for you guys. I must provide you all with options. I'm extremely serious about making sure that you young people have an opportunity to meet those people who you thought was untouchable. The congressmen, the senators, the representatives, all of the judges. I believe if you can touch them, you can be them. If you can see them, you can be them. If you can talk to them, you can be them. So my job is to make sure that you guys don't feel inferior to no one, that you understand that you come, that you're heirs of kings and queens, and that anything that you put your mind to, anything, it could be yours. But you got to believe, and you got to understand that you got to work hard. There's no easy way to make it. If you think it's going to be easy, you've been disillusioned. You know, you just gone already. Believe me. Mm-hmm. The Bible said, if you don't work, you don't eat. So if you don't work, you shouldn't eat. Go ahead.
Thank you. How can we build the West and South Side community stakeholders and partners?
You know, I'm glad you said that. We have a few friends on the South Side, Pioneers for Progress, and some other groups that I won't name right now, but we have been kind of bridging those gaps geographically, right? We have been traveling on the South Side. The South Side has been coming on the West Side, and we have been dispelling those myths about the South Side and the West Side can't get along. We really believe that we have more in common than we do apart. So yes, we have been working extremely hard to bridge the gap with South Side folks, North Side folks. And I mean, we don't have that problem. We got young people on the South Side who I think you all would be delighted to meet, you know, and you have been meeting. We have been going to basketball games and things together. We've been in groups together, meetings together, and I want to encourage those who are actively involved in our community empowerment initiative to come out on the 13th, where we will be actually involved in another one of our community empowerment forums. And I want to encourage those guys who are out there who are fathers and you're interested in participating in a dad study. There's a phone number, 312-563-3566. If you're interested in receiving a few dollars to be involved in a research study with Rush University and with some good friends of ours, and you're a father of a child 2 to 5 years old. For additional information, call 312-563-3566. If you're interested in receiving $40 to $120 for being involved in a couple programs to just get some of your point of views about what it feels like to be a dad. Also, I want to encourage those who are interested in weatherization or home auditor to get involved with the North Lawndale Employment Network. You can give Jack a call over at 773-638-7064 if you're interested in some training opportunities, some employment opportunities. The Urban Weatherization Program and the Home Auditor Program with the North Lawndale Employment Network. Tell them that you was referred by Reverend Jones with Fathers Who Care, and we're going to make sure that you make it through.
Well, I see we have a couple of callers. Can I get the first caller?
Okay.
Thank you, caller, for calling. What's your question or comment?
Hi, I've been listening to the Reverend talk, and I wanted to know, Reverend, look, with everything that's going on with young people out in the street today, you know, how can we get them to be active community organizers rather than just people in the community being simply non-active?
Did you ask a question?
Yeah, I think I heard most of it, but the background, you know, I think it was some static or some trembling in the voice. I couldn't hear that all, but I heard something about how we can get folks to be actively involved in the community, right? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
So the way we can get, thank you for the call. I think the way we can get folks actively involved in the community is to continue to speak truth to falsehood. And it's continue to let the people in the community, specifically young folks, who really want to change, who really can make a difference, who are the frontline folks who will make a change. Some of these some of our older folk in the community, you know, kind of set in their ways. They're not going to do very much more than complain. But we may need to try to empower these young folks and those of our community who do want to change and who are not afraid to talk to the young folks. We will engage them. But how can we get people actively involved? We need to keep on letting them know that you're valuable. I don't think that there's no one out here that's watching the show today that's not valuable. You are extremely valuable, and what you can bring to the table can empower so many young folks. First, let's start talking about empowering your children. Bring your children on out to our events that we have on Monday evening at 4:30 to 6:30 when the youth council meet. Bring them on out to that. Bring them out to our community meeting that we have every second Monday at 6 o'clock. So there's all kind of information, all kind of resources to get young people and mature folks like yourself involved. I believe we have not because we tried not. Thank you.
Next caller.
I'm really feeling kind of good today.
Me too.
I was under the weather for a while.
Thank you, caller, for calling.
Now.
What's your question or comment?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. How you doing, first of all?
How you doing?
I am blessed by the best, and I'm just an extremely grateful black man. I'm not putting the race card out there. No.
You might as well.
Yeah, well, brother, I've had custody of my son since he was 2.5, 3 years old. I went from no custody to finally joint custody, and now I have residential custody.
I'm happy for you, man. I'm happy for you.
3 years in court with no lawyer. I learned how to file my own motions and things of that nature with the favor of God. And I finally got some affordable attorneys that, helped me. But I really called because I wanted to give you accolades, brother. I heard you tell that young lady, if she can see it, she can be it. Oh, man, that is the word, brother. That was not only prophetic, but I tell my son the same thing. I said, don't never let nobody make you feel like you're inferior to them. I said, that is reverse psychology, and truly it's a trick of the devil. And for us people who happen to have melanin or of color, black people, we happen to live in a society that tries to make us feel that we are, beneath or, less than. That is a flat-out lie. I mean, that is a geographical and a mathematical lie. And you're right, brother, we are truly kings and queens. Our lineage, we ain't never been no underdog to nobody. It's not even in your DNA to even bow down to nobody. So I tell any black brother or sister to feel like she ain't nothing because she got a baby, sister, you use whatever you have and give your God-given wisdom. You can become a principal, a teacher, an evangelist, a doctor. It's in your DNA already.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Just like the thugs want to be nothing, they have mastered being nothing. You can flip that around and become a ruler.
Well, and I'm so glad you called, good brother. And she was Kiana was talking to me about some of my personal beliefs, and I'm really glad you called because I think it's there's power, there's life and death in the power of the tongue. I mean, the power can make our young people and it can break our young people. And if our young people are not solid and not strong, words can literally break them. So I personally don't subscribe to it. I believe that we should continuously empower them, but also think we should discipline them because they need to be disciplined. So I really appreciate you calling, and I really thank you for listening to the show. And I want to encourage those who are also watching the show this evening to give us a call. Kiana would love to entertain your question, and so would I. The number here is 312-738-1060. And I also want to encourage those of you who might be trying to matriculate and try to get a few dollars in your pocket. One way I want you to do it is not go out there and sell no drugs. Please don't do that. But join Fathers Who Care and join the West Garfield Park community stakeholders. And we have a few opportunities. We have some father study groups right now where you can make up to $120 just for an opinion. You can give them a call at 312-563-3566, or you can get in touch with the North Lawndale Employment Network and become a part of the weatherization program and or the home auditor program, where you can receive dollars for training, up to $800 for successful completion of this training program and possibly certification. So there's no reason why you, men and women, don't have opportunities to advance yourselves and learn, make money while you're learning. So if you need additional information, you can give us a call at Fathers Who Care. The number at Fathers Who Care is 773-287-5821. Or you can log on to fatherswhocare.org, Google us at Fathers Who Care, Tumblr us at Fathers Who Care, Instagram us, Facebook us, all that good stuff. Thank you.
Next caller.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Thank you, caller.
My question is, why are you an active leader in your community?
Why am I why?
Say it again.
Why are you an active leader in your community?
Thank you for your call.
Okay, thank you. So why am I
an active leader in your community?
Well, I really do believe those who know better do better, and for those of us who are really out here trying to make a difference, we can't keep talking about it. We really got to make a difference out here. We really got to stand up and do what we have to do to empower our young people. Our young people are fed up with lying. They are fed up with cheaters. They are fed up with false instigators and those who are not speaking the truth. I think it's time that all of us stand up, because there's a leader in all of us. You're a leader. You're a secretary of the youth council, right? You got Stephen, who's the vice president. You have those who are actively involved in leadership. You all are the wave of the future. If you all continue to do what you have to do, those of us who are older will have to step up our game. We can't keep doing business as usual, those who ain't trying to do right, and expect you guys to follow them. You're not going to follow falsehood, because you all have minds of your own. So why am I actively involved in my community? Because I've been called to do a certain work. And if I don't show you guys or be part of a group of men and sisters showing you guys, then I don't feel that I've done my part as an elder in the community. My job is to empower you and to leave an inheritance for my children and my children's children. That's why I'm actively involved in the community.
Thank you.
And in you all's lives. I love y'all. Give me 5.
We love you too.
All right. I really do.
I got another question.
Please.
What is the mission, purpose, and goal behind the Million Man Praying?
We've started an initiative with one of our brothers, David Smith. David Smith and I, we do the Fatherhood Empowerment Initiative. We do Fathers Who Care. We do today's Expo for men. And so we also want men of like mind to understand that there's power in prayer. Now, I'm not trying to try to lose sight of what we're talking about tonight, of empowering our community to promote a safe and drug-free community, to shut down liquor stores that's illegally selling alcohol to our children, and to shut down drug spots, and to stop senseless violence in our community. I'm pro that. I'm pro empowering our community to get rid of the plight of evil. However, I also know there's power in prayer. And being a praying man, I believe that when real men pray, things happen. I believe when real men stand up, little boys sit down. I believe that when real men pray and they keep trusting and they keep standing on faith, things around them change, people around them change, their children are changing. But then I also know that there are certain spirits out here that as long as you're trying to do right, there's going to be negative spirits that's going to come and try to tap you on your shoulder and say, I'm here, but you got to brush that off, and you got to keep it moving, because you don't have time to be going backwards. You got time to go forward. I hope I answered your question.
You did.
All right.
If you can envision a drug-free community, what would it look like to you?
I like that question. I really do. If I could envision a drug-free community, how would that look to me? I would see prosperity in our people. I would see grass growing. I would see the little children playing up and down the streets. I would see folks walking around with a glow in their lives, on their faces, because they believe in that anything is possible. I would see not folks sitting on the corner or standing on the corner, rocks and blows. I wouldn't see all these liquor stores selling all this poison to our children in the community. I would see a community working together for the betterment of each other. I think I would see the times when my parents used to whoop us down the block and our parents' friends used to whoop us down the block. I would see a community working together for the betterment of the community. I would see teamwork. I would see love. I would see joy. I would see peace in the community.
So when you say you would see your parents whooping you down the block and your parents' friends whooping you down the block.
Yeah.
So you're basically trying to say it takes a village to raise a child?
I think that's exactly what I meant.
Thank you. Okay.
I think I meant just what you said.
Okay.
Because now parents are afraid to whoop their own kids. So the kids whoop the parents.
Yeah.
And when I was growing up, you didn't even try that. You didn't even raise your hand or didn't even talk back to your parent. You got your whole mouth bust open, wide open, all right? You didn't do that kind of stuff. But now young folks now have such attitude and such disdain for authority that they talk back to their parents. You are so sad. The Bible said, yeah. The Bible said a disobedient child days are numbered. Go ahead.
Again, my name is Kiana Spearman. I'm the secretary of the West Garfield Park Youth Council, which is sponsored by Fathers Who Care.
Go ahead. I feel you. I know you're feeling good about it. So let's do this here. Let's encourage the folks to come out to meet with us on Monday at 4:30. That's at 4540 West Washington, right? And if they want to get in touch with you guys, you all can be located at what number?
4540 West Washington. The
what's the
number
phone
is 773-287-5821.
So you guys have a lot of stuff coming up. You all are actively involved in civil engagement. You all are actively involved in civic engagement. You all are actively involved in community outreach. You're doing a lot of stuff to empower young folks. And you would like to recruit some young folks tonight? Tell them to come on out.
I encourage all you young folks to come on out Monday from 4:30 to 6:30.
And so let me tell you this also. You know, this is one of your last shows. Today is your last show.
Yes.
And I want to say, you know, this is your first time actually hosting the show in your own right. You did a wonderful job, by the way. Keep up the good work. But we want to encourage you to tune in next week at 7:30. Father Sukir will be embarking upon our first week of 13 weeks of programming, and we will talk about spirituality and fatherhood. We'll talk about community empowerment. We were talking about mentoring future leaders. We'll be talking about how to bridge the gap between law enforcement and the community. We will be talking about how to develop people individually, capital in development, capital human development. We'll be talking about how to work as a team with others in the community, collaboration, sector partners working together. We'll be talking about how to educate and empower ourselves, our community, and we'll be talking about the state of the 10th district, the state of the 7th congressional district, the state of the 28th ward. We'll be talking about the state of the state, and we'll be talking about so many different things geared to empower you so that you can be actively involved with what's going on in your community. And I encourage you all to tune in next week. Channel 21, this same station 21. We want to thank CAN TV as always for the work that you've been doing to empower these young people, as well as our Father School Care and our other endeavors that we've been involved in. Any other questions?
No.
Sure. But we have a couple more minutes, so what would you like to talk about? What you've been feeling about your group? How do you feel about your group? Have your group been actively involved in doing the work in the community?
Yes.
Okay, so what can they do to empower themselves?
What we can do to empower? Well, we trying to recruit new members.
Okay.
Once we recruit new members, then we'll start our outreach, etc.
For the summer.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I can understand that because, you know, what normally happens is, you know, as when it get cold outside, folks kind of like bears, they hibernate. But then once the summer the change and the weather start changing and folks see that you all are still doing what you've been doing throughout the winter, then folks have a tendency to come back and to be actively involved. And I if I was you guys, I wouldn't even worry about it. I would continue to do the work that I'm doing because folks that's how it works. They will come back around. They ain't going nowhere. That's why, you know, when you see them, when you call out and you're doing special events, they show up. But I want to encourage all of you guys to remember that you all are only as strong as your weakest link. And if your weakest link is weak and refuse to grow, you have to change the link. And it's okay to change links. The one thing you don't want to do is let the whole chain break, all right? Because if the chain break, then everybody's broke, all right? Then you have no way to come together. So I want to encourage you guys to continue to do the good work that you're doing, and I want you to continue to respect your parents, respect your schools, respect your teachers, respect yourselves. And please, young people, don't become parents too soon. Take your time, all right? Marry before you engage, and then procreate. There's many, many opportunities for you if you only give yourself a chance. I want to thank you all for all that you do and all you've done to try to be the best you can be, and I want you to know that no one can stop you but you. So you want to give them a number before we leave again?
Again, you can meet us Monday from 4:30 to 6:30 at 4540 West Washington. The number there is 773-287-5821. Again, that's 773-287-5821.
It's been a pleasure. God bless you. Good night. Keep the faith, and let's keep on empowering our young folks. Let's keep on empowering our community. It's nothing we can't do if we work together. Say it with me. Teamwork makes the dream work. God bless you. Good night.